Hello, everyone. It is Megan Huber here in the Structured Freedom for Impact-Driven Coaches Facebook group community, and I am here for our weekly live show, Momentum with Megan. I go live every single week, usually on Mondays, but I had another call yesterday, so we're here today on Tuesday, but every single week we go live for the Momentum with Megan show, where I bring you really in-depth, super rich training specifically for coaches who are building their coaching business through the power of high-end group coaching programs. And I teach a really simple, highly effective, proven process for you to launch, leverage, and fill your group coaching programs in a way that is very predictable, repeatedly, over and over and over again throughout the year, so that you become the go-to leader in your niche, create the type of income that you truly desire, and have a bigger impact on the people that you serve. So come on in, say hello if you are here. I am going to say hello so I can see you in the comments section over here. Hey, I see someone's here live. So I need to give you guys the link so that I can actually see your faces and your names, because I don't know who's actually commenting. So if you want to share your name so I can actually see you, and let me know where you are tuning in from in the world. Oh, hey, Nancy, I can see your face and your name. I bet you clicked that link so that Facebook be live. We could actually see you, right? I see you. Awesome, everyone. Well, let's dive in. Today I have a really cool episode. It's probably going to be a little on the long side because I have brought to you today a bit of a launch debrief. I'm going to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit and talk to you about the launching methodology that I have been following like to the T for the last 12 months in my business. And I teach it to my clients. It's actually one of the main reasons why people join our programs, our Momentum program. We are teaching the Launching Made Easy strategy to our clients to help them launch and fill their high-end group coaching programs. And depending on where our clients are at in their business, sometimes they might be using the strategy to fill strategy sessions, also known as sales calls, to fill their one-on-one coaching practice before they're moving into groups. And this strategy can fill any size groups. I know a lot of people tell me, like, I'm not interested in having 100 people in my group program. I really want to keep it small. I want to keep it intimate. That is totally cool too. I have run group coaching programs in the past with as few as 3 people in it. I've run group coaching programs. I had 4 people, 6 people, 12 people. And then on up from there, we have about 45 people in our current group coaching program. So I've kind of had groups every size. And then I also have experience running groups that had 200 to 300 people in them in year-long group coaching programs. So the very first time that I actually deployed this very specific methodology, which I developed over, let's see, I've been in the coaching industry for 9 years. So after watching people and trying all sorts of things myself, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. I've been doing this 9 years, so 8 years. So I spent 8 years trying different things myself. I did the webinars. I bought the webinars that convert course. I have it. I bought list building courses. I bought Facebook ad courses. I even did Facebook ads way back in like 2012 when they only showed up on the right-hand side, like the right column of Facebook. I launched really low price point courses. One of the things that I used to do way back in the day, I would go speak at very small networking groups. I mean, sometimes there would be like 5 people in the room, and I would speak for 10 minutes because the speaker spot was only 10 minutes long at a networking event. And I would sell a $197 6-week course, and I would have my little order form, and I would pass out the order forms, and people would literally like fill in their credit card details at the end of my 10 minutes. And that's how I filled some of my first courses and group programs. I have run in-person group programs. That was way back in the day. And when I rebooted my business in 2017, I totally focused on one-on-one first. I completely filled my one-on-one coaching practice. That was in January of 2017. So January, February, March I had like 15 to 20 one-on-one clients, charging anywhere from $6,000 to $15,000, $6,000 to $15,000. And I got to around April in my business at that time, and I realized if I want to keep making money and I want to keep making sales, I need to come up with another way to work with people, because I didn't have any more room in my calendar to coach people one-on-one. Because also when you're coaching people one-on-one, primarily you are filling those one-on-one coaching spots by having sales conversations with people. And at the time, my sales conversations were still about 60 minutes long. And not everybody says yes. So I was coaching 15 to 20 hours a week. Plus I was having hours of sales calls every week. On top of that, I was having a lot of one-on-one connection calls because I was brand new. I had rebooted my business. I had come back into the game after 4 years of not having my own business. So I was like on Zoom, literally trading dollars for hours, 30 hours a week. I mean, at least 30 hours a week, every single week. And so when you're sitting in your chair, like where I'm sitting right now, in front of your computer on Zoom with lights flashing in your eyeballs all day, we totally all know what that's like. If anybody is like tired of having a screen and a big light in their eyeballs, give me like a, yeah, me too. I need to like wear my blue blocker glasses. They're right there. But then they show like that funny circle, you know, like all you see is like a circle. You can't see my eyes. So in April of 2017, I was like, okay, I can't keep selling one-on-one coaching. I'm totally maxed out. I was getting so burnt out, because when you fill your one-on-one coaching practice, you're just doing that like one at a time. I mean, you are selling one-to-one. It's like you are building relationships with people. You know, the only one-to-many there really was is I was always doing my weekly Facebook Live show. I've been doing a weekly Facebook Live show for years. And I would ask people to private message me if they wanted to talk to me about working together in my coaching program. And so people would private message me, but then I was the one chatting with them. I was the one scheduling them. And then I was having a sales call with them. So there's no like one-to-many. That's not leverageable. And so I was like, okay, I need to create my first group coaching program. So I created my first group coaching program in April of 2017. It was a $5,000 90-day program. And I filled it with 6 people. And I kept doing that same group coaching program. If you were in it, or if you heard me talk about it, it was called the Art of Rapid Growth. So I ran cohorts of the Art of Rapid Growth. I ran 6 of those over like a 1.5 to 2 year period of time. But listen to how I filled them. And this is how a lot of people fill their group programs. I would give myself 4 to 6 weeks to fill the group coaching program, because they all started at a certain time, right? Like I needed everybody in the program at the start date of the program. So I would decide in my mind, well, when do I want the program to start? And then I would back it up and I would say, well, you know, because I'm selling like one-to-one, so I didn't change how I didn't change my sales process, basically. So the way I was filling my groups of 6 or 8, because that program was only meant to be 6 to 8 people at a time, I was filling the group the same way I was always attracting one-on-one clients. And so in my mind, I always needed 4 to 6 weeks so that I could get 6 people to say yes to a $5,000 coaching program. So it was a lot of posting. I was doing Facebook Lives and talking about it. But I was doing, you know, like over the course of 6 weeks, it was like, you know, 1 to 2 Facebook Lives a week. So a little bit random. I didn't really have like this structured game plan for even my posting. And then I did do a couple of webinars, like the whole slide deck, you know, I did them on Zoom, but I had the slides and everything. And I did make some sales that way. I did a few of them, never did a lot of those. And so every single time I was filling one of these groups, it was taking me 4 to 6 weeks to do it. I was still having sales conversations. I was still bringing people on like one at a time, doing all the follow-up, all that stuff. And it was a great run. I loved the program. People got great results. I filled 6 of those and kept filling it just like I would fill my one-on-one. At the end of 2017, that's when I launched my first mastermind program. I filled it the same way I was filling my one-on-one. I was making posts. I was doing some Facebook Lives for a mastermind, but that was more individual reach out and personally inviting people who were at a certain level in their business. I did some posts on social media, and I did send emails to my list. So I filled that whole program. That was like a multiple six figures a year for me, like about $250,000 a year in 2018, 2019 was coming in just through the mastermind. And that was rolling enrollment. So I could bring new people in periodically. But again, the way I was filling it was the same way I had always filled one-on-one coaching packages. So I'd love to hear from you all who here listening to this right now, whether you're here live or you're here on the replay, if you have already run a group coaching program ever in your business, I don't care how many people were in it. I don't care if it was 2 people or 200 or 20 or whatever. Just give me a group in the comments just so I can kind of see where everybody's at. If you've ever run a group coaching program before, put group in the comments. And those of you who've run your group coaching programs, you probably know what I'm talking about, where you're filling your group coaching program in a very similar way as you fill or you used to fill your one-on-one coaching programs. And I hear a lot from people that their group coaching programs are either not filling or they're taking too long to fill, or they don't actually have a repeatable process. So one of the things that I've noticed with clients and with observing people in the coaching industry is that they don't actually know how they have success when they do have success. So they don't know why they had the success. They don't know what led to the success. And when you don't know what created a successful moment or successful, marketing campaign or sales process, then you can't repeat what worked. And so what I have seen people do over the years is they'll have a 30K month, but then they can't repeat it again. Or they'll fill a group with like 20 people, but they can't do it again because they don't know how they did it the first time. And when you don't know how you did something the first time, you don't know what to do again so that you can recreate those results, similar, the same, or better. You also don't know what didn't work, so you don't know what to improve. And so then what happens is usually one of two things. People will go out there and, here's the two things I see happening the most. They fill their program and then they take their foot off the gas pedal of consistently engaging in marketing and sales, which tells us there's no system in place. What tells us when someone takes the foot off the gas pedal of marketing and sales because they sold their program, now they're in delivery mode, more than likely they have no system. Because when you have a system in place, even on a daily basis, you wake up, you open up your computer, and you've got a Google Doc or a spreadsheet or your calendar, and your system tells you what to do today. So every day when I wake up, I'm not winging it. I'm not guessing. I'm not assuming. I'm not trying to figure out. I'm not wondering, what am I going to do today in my business? How am I going to fill my next group coaching program? I'm not thinking like that. It's all created for me. It's already all created. I wake up and I work a system. So it eliminates all of that guesswork and all the assumptions and the doubt and the worry and the fear and the I'm confused, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to do. So one of the things we see is somebody will have a good run. Money will come in, people will come in, clients will come in. Now they're in delivery mode and they take their foot off the gas pedal of marketing and sales because they think they did it one time. And now because people bought my stuff, that anytime I just put something out there, even if I don't show up for 3 months, people are going to buy it. It doesn't work. The other thing that I see, probably more often than even that, is people, they'll do something one time and it either doesn't work to the degree that they wanted it to work. So maybe they don't hit their goal, but they come relatively close, or they hit the goal or they exceed the goal, but then they think that they've made it. And they think that now they can like skip all these steps and they can start doing what they see somebody making like $5 million a year doing to fill their coaching program. And so they get like the bright, shiny object syndrome in their eyes, which typically comes from watching what other people are doing and making yourself think, well, if it worked for her, then it's going to work for me. And because I like want to be like her, then I need to like grow my business like her. But without knowing how to really deploy that. And so then that person drops everything that just worked for them. And then they go jump into another course, another program, and they learn a brand new tactic. So they only did it one time, and then they go over here and they learn another tactic. And maybe it works or maybe it doesn't work, and then they jump. And so it's like this tactic hopping. Or it's the other person who did it one time, didn't have an amazing, like earth-shattering, mind-blowing result, and they're telling themselves, this doesn't work. Like this strategy, this tactic, it doesn't work. It's not ever going to work. I'm not ever doing it again. I need to go find another way. And then they dabble around and they piddle and they fiddle before they finally go find another way. You're not going to be able to grow a multiple 6 or 7-figure business operating in that way. So I've been watching this for 9 years. I've been in the coaching industry in different capacities and I've played different roles. I have been behind the scenes of a multi-million-dollar team. And one of the things that I've observed over the years is what differentiates somebody who is literally crushing it in their business. Like every single, I mean, it just appears that every single thing they create, it's just like they're making money. They always have clients. They're being asked to speak on stages, like all the things. They're writing books, all the things. And then like people over here, they could be doing the exact same thing, but why are they not? Why are they stuck? Why do we keep hearing so many people say, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I still haven't figured it out. And that has to change. And it's not that hard, right? Like it's going to take work. Don't ever think that any strategy or tactic or method or step-by-step system, don't ever think that you're entitled to get some sort of earth-shattering result, because you're not. And all of us have had to work our asses off. Like, I'll just say it, like I've worked my ass off to create what I've created, and I will continue to work my ass off. So one of the things that I have picked up on and really observed is, there's a couple of differences between those people who make it and the ones who stay in the same spot. A lot of that is based on mindset. I think mindset trumps everything. But from a business perspective, what I noticed is that those people were hosting conversion events all the time. And it didn't matter how much money they were making. It didn't matter how massive of a launch they had. They were literally turning right back around within weeks, and they were doing another conversion event. And some of the people I've observed, they do the same conversion event every single time they do a conversion event, and they're selling the same program. And then I have also seen people, coaches, who will have multiple different conversion events because the conversion events are then selling into different programs. And when I watch the landscape of who has got a very, very successful coaching business, it's the people who are doing consistent conversion events. And so I picked up on this in 2018. It was around the end of 2018, and I finally kind of like connected the dots, and I was like, okay, everybody who is crushing it in the coaching industry and they're not going away, they're doing like, what are they doing different in their business? What are they doing different from a strategy perspective or a repetition perspective? They're doing the same thing over and over and over again. They're also saying the same thing over and over and over again. But in terms of a strategy and a marketing and sales system, they're doing conversion events. So what's a conversion event? You can call that whatever you want to call it. It's a launch. A conversion event is a launch. There are different styles of conversion events. A conversion event could be a live webinar. It could be a one-day masterclass. And this is all free. Or you could like charge a little bit of money. A conversion event might be like a 3-day, 3-part, 90-minute free training, and then they make an offer at the end of that. A conversion event is like the 5-day challenge. I've never taken a class on a 5-day challenge, so I don't know like the proper structure for it, but it's like you teach for 5 days, and then you do like on day 5 or day 6, you do a webinar, and then you sell your course or your program at the end of that. And it's a really short cart close open period. So like the challenge model, that's a conversion event. So when I noticed this, I started working with my clients who were not gaining traction. So I get super frustrated when I have clients who they are kind of like randomly doing activities, but it's not producing anything, or it's like randomly producing results. That really irritates me, because it doesn't have to be that way. Like you don't have to not be getting results all the time. And so I was like, what is going on? Like, they know what actions to take. They're doing them. Like, why are they not getting better results? And why are they not getting better results more often? And so one of the things I identified is that none of them were doing conversion events. And I noticed this in 2018. None of them were doing conversion events. And when I say they were getting like random results, these are people who were trying to fill group coaching programs. They were good at getting one-on-one clients, but at some point, most coaches don't just want to work with people one-on-one. You want to add groups, so you can have some one-on-one and you can have some group at the same time. Some people love always having one-on-one. Other people, they want to totally transition out of one-on-one, and they want to do complete, like, I want to have groups, I want to have masterminds, I want to do like live in-person retreats, I want to host a live event, and maybe one day they want to have a course. And they don't want to do any one-on-one. And then sometimes later down the road, they bring on one-on-ones for like $50,000 or $100,000 or something. So I noticed that my clients who were trying to fill groups or even courses, the way they were trying to fill it was kind of just like how I did in the beginning, where I would try to fill a group the same way I was generating one-on-one clients. And I was like, oh my gosh, like none of these people are doing conversion events. And because they weren't doing conversion events, they weren't really becoming known for anything. And so I noticed that the people who I had watched all these years do conversion events, they became known for whatever they were doing their conversion event around. That's what they were known for. They literally were like the go-to person for that. They had become a leader in their niche. People talked about them. And when people talked about them and said their name, they would also reference like the thing that they were known for. And it's like, well, how does anybody get known for that? They were doing a conversion events. It's how they were getting attention. It's how they were bringing in droves of people all at one time. It's how they were filling their group coaching programs with a lot of people in a really, really short period of time. And we're not talking about a $500 investment level. We're talking about 4- and 5-figure investment levels into group coaching programs. And so I started working with my own clients in 2018, helping them develop their own conversion events. And then I started doing it myself. And the first time I did the Launching Made Easy framework, which is what I teach my momentum clients to do. So it's the way I launch every single time I launch conversion events. It's the main strategy we teach in momentum. We teach other strategies, but it is the number one strategy that we teach. The first time I did it, right inside of this group, this was last year, we had a $92,000 launch. $92,000. A little over 50,000 of that, $50,000, came in within a matter of 5 days. So I had 50,000 extra dollars in my bank account, in addition to what was already there. And then I also had the rest of it, was like $43,000 or something, was coming in payment plans. I think back then the payment plan was like $650 or $750 or $850 a month. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, holy cow, this totally works, like in a really amazing way. And I was sharing with my team yesterday. My team didn't even know this. I want to share it with you all. because I see a lot of people get so flustered when they do this strategy. They get really flustered with the number of people who are in their Facebook group. And they think that they have to wait and they have to keep pushing it off because they don't have enough people in their Facebook group, or their Facebook group isn't as engaged. So when I launched for the first time using my own strategy that I had put together after watching a lot of people, I didn't take a course on this. I didn't go take a coaching program on this where somebody taught me how to do it. I really kind of like watched and developed this kind of over the years, and then just started deploying it and trusted the process, and trusted myself to implement it. So when I launched for using this strategy, I launched in August of 2019. So it's been a year. I launched inside of this Facebook group. I had let my Facebook group actually become pretty disengaged. I don't remember what was going on. I think that I was having like my own little like personal crisis, you know, my own little like, who am I to do this? Like, who am I to have this amazing business? Who am I to teach people? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm trying to remember, but I think that's what I was going through. And that was like April, May, June of 2019. I remember the only thing I really remember is I was really just questioning myself. You know, I think we all kind of have those moments where it's like, am I enough? Do I know what I'm doing? Can I keep up with this if it gets bigger? Wah. And so what are you looking for? Right here. And your webcam is right here too, if you need your webcam. We are like office swapping. So I remember that I wasn't really doing anything inside of this Facebook group often. So I wasn't being consistent. I wasn't showing up that often, not like I had for the 2.5 years leading up to it. So things got like really, really quiet. So there was a part of me, I believe this was in May or June of 2019. And I was like, have I just like totally lost my entire community that I've built for 2.5 years? Like, have I literally just like lost my business? Like, what did I just do? Because I was so worried and in my own stuff and so concerned about myself that I kind of was like hiding out. And that, you know, I really had to get clear with myself and real with myself and honest with myself about that. And it kind of just, when I had I don't even know, it's like, it's so hard to describe. It's not, you can't even call it like I came up with it. But it was like momentum. The idea for the momentum program just sort of like revealed itself to me. And I could see the vision for the momentum program years down the road. I could see the team. I could see how I wanted the program to be run. I could see every piece of what that program was going to look like. And I knew I wasn't going to necessarily start out that way because I had the vision. And I knew it was going to take a bit to get all the way there. And then I was like, this launch strategy that I've been teaching my clients to do, this is how I could re-engage and reignite my Facebook group. So when I actually did my first launch using the Launching Made Easy framework in August of 2019, I did not actually have a big grand plan to make a bunch of money. In fact, the marketing team that I had hired who was helping me build out the structure for that, they were dabbling in, I was dabbling in a little bit of Facebook ads back then, not much. They were like, yeah, I think you're going to be like, you're going to have like an amazing launch if you can manage to get 10 people. If you can manage to get 10 people, like you're a rock star. And this was last year. Now remember, this was like a $92,000 or $93,000 launch. 22 people joined that program in August of 2019. And they were like, it's going to be a long shot if you can get 10 people in. And so that was like the end of June. So in July, I knew enough, right? Like I'm a smart cookie, but I was like, okay, Megan, if you're going to do this conversion event, you got to get people jazzed up again. You got to get people revved up. This has got to be like this big event. And so in July of 2019, I started going live consistently again. I started posting multiple times a day, 7 days a week again, but it was all with a strategy. And the strategy was, what do I have to get people to believe so that A, they will even register to come to my Launching Made Easy workshop that I'm going to do in the Facebook group. And what do I need to get them to believe so that by the time I announce and invite people to join Momentum, they are already going to be primed and already deciding in their own minds that they want to join my program before they even hear me talk about the offer itself. So I knew that I wasn't going to rely on the launch itself, the conversion. I wasn't going to rely on the conversion event itself to do that. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes I see coaches making when they attempt to fill their group coaching programs. Even clients who deploy the strategy I teach, they think that all the sales are made during the launch, and they rely solely on the launch to do all the heavy lifting for them. You can't do that. It doesn't work. So I always start about 4 to 6 weeks before I launch talking about subjects that have everything and anything to do with that framework. Like, what do I have to get people to believe about launching? What do I have to get people to believe about high-end group coaching programs? What do I have to get people to believe about repetition, focus, simplicity, Facebook groups? So if you go back in time and you go back and look at this Facebook group and see everything I talked about the month of July and the beginning of August, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Almost every single topic was about launching, about conversion events, about anything and everything that had to do with what I was going to be teaching and launching Made Easy. So by the time I got to the conversion event, people were ready for the party. I mean, people were ready for the event. They were ready to learn the strategy, the structure. They were like here for it. And I believe we had, back then, we had 350, I think we had 350 people sign up, like actually register on the landing page. We had 350 people sign up to attend that. And obviously not 350 people show up and consume your content. Actually, I think we only had about 35 to 40 people, from my guess, my like memory, who were showing up every single day and actually consuming those videos. And we had 22 people join. And that was like $93,000. So then I just kept doing the same launching Made Easy framework. Like, it worked so well. And by the way, we all thought I was going to get like 10 people. And then it kind of internally, I was like, I want to go for 20. Like, why is 10 like some amazing number? Like, I feel like after 2.5 years of what I've been able to do, like literally almost by myself for 2.5 years. I mean, I had done like $400,000 plus for 2 years in a row leading up to that. And I was like, to be sure, I can get more than 10 people into my group coaching program. Gosh. So 22 people joined. And knowing what I know now, it could have been a lot more. I probably could have gotten like 35. But now that I've done it so many times, I know what needs to be tweaked. So then I just kept doing it over and over and over again. So about every other month, I do the same conversion event. Now, some of you have seen me do a different one. So I did Launching Made Easy. And then I also did my Group Coaching Mastery Masterclass. It follows the exact same strategy. It follows the exact same format. I just teach something different. So I'm going to get into some specifics now about the launches to give you some nitty gritty. But if you want to actually take part and be a part of the free Launching Made Easy conversion event, I call it the Launching Made Easy workshop. I teach for 5 days. So I teach Monday through Friday. I'm going to teach you the entire Launching Made Easy framework. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm basically just breaking down the Launching Made Easy framework process, which is what all my clients do to launch and fill their programs. And then we do have bonus calls and bonus sessions. So I do bonus calls Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it ends up being like 9 days of me going live and literally teaching you. I should be charging, I'm not joking, I have people tell me this all the time, I should be charging $1,000 to teach this for 9 days. Like, it's that legit. I always have people tell me that, like, why are you not charging a bunch of money for these free things you do? But we're going to do another one. So we are actually gearing up to do another Launching Made Easy workshop. We are bringing it back. We have not actually done the Launching Made Easy workshop in this Facebook group. I think the last one was January, because I did the Group Coaching Mastery one. I did the Group Coaching Mastery in a pop-up group. I did another one called the Momentum Experience. So I like dabbled in some other trainings, but still following the exact same strategy and structure. Same framework. I was still following the Launch Easy framework. I just taught different things because I wanted to see how that worked. But we're bringing it back, and it starts on Monday, September the 21st. So if you would like us to make sure you get registered for that, just type in launch in the comments. So type in launch in the comments, and my virtual assistant is actually working on tweaking the pages. We had a couple of things we needed to fix on our pages so that people can actually go physically register. But if you want me to jot your name down on a list so that I make sure I personally private message you to make sure you are one of the first who get registered for that, type launch in the comments. It is like literally the most epic training that we do. I mean, we're literally teaching you our entire launch strategy that we follow in 5 days with bonuses. And I bring my team in. So you get to meet my team. I answer your questions. I teach bonus classes. You get to hear from some of our clients who have deployed this strategy, and they're going to share their challenges. They share their successes, but I will personally message you. That page will be ready like tomorrow, I think. But type launch in the comments, and I'll make sure I get that over to you so that you can be part of that process and learn more about the strategy. Let me look at my notes because I took a bunch of notes. Okay. Okay, so a couple of things. Number one, here's what I really wanted. And I think that a lot of you are going to resonate with what I say. You know, for most of you listening, we've all kind of we've been in the coaching industry or this like expert education, online education, internet marketing industry. Some people here maybe for a decade, more than a decade, others maybe not as long. But for the most part, most of you have kind of like seen what this industry is like. You've experienced it on the client side. You've also experienced it on the business building side. And it can get really complicated and really confusing literally overnight. There are a lot of moving parts. We all feel like we've got to have like 15 different $47 a month subscriptions, 3 different VAs, 5 different coaches, like all these things, all these moving parts in the back end of our business just to make like one thing work, literally. It's like, does it have to be that crazy and complicated? And a lot of us, myself included, we have tried lots of different things. We've done the webinars, we've done the list building, we've done the affiliates, we've done the Facebook ads, we've done the funnels, we've done selling something for $47. We've tried the different social media platforms. We've done so many different things. And even if you haven't deployed everything, you've bought courses on it. You've bought self-study programs on it. You've studied it. You've watched other people do it. You've launched. You've not. I mean, we've all been just inundated with all these complicated, confusing ways. And everybody obviously says their way works. And the only way you're going to build a successful business is if you do funnels or something like that. So when I approached building leveraging my business and scaling my business, I was less interested in the fanciness and all the back end technology, crazy funnel stuff. And I knew that I had always leveraged the power of my Facebook group and community. I built my business in this Facebook group. I have built my business through building relationships with people and getting to know people and teaching people high-level value and listening to people and getting in private messenger conversations with people and quite simply giving people what they ask for. And I wanted to really keep the integrity of intimacy. I wanted to keep the integrity of high touch. I wanted to keep the integrity of accessibility. And what I've noticed in the coaching industry is a lot of that is sacrificed as people are scaling. And I knew that there were people out there just like me who maybe wanted to do this in a different way that was based a little bit more on human connection and community and really being of high service to people. Not that the other ways aren't serving people. I knew I wanted something a little bit different, and I was willing to be more of like a leader and a pioneer in that way and create a space where people could do that too, and they could do that with me. So I knew I wanted to do something inside of a Facebook group. I knew that I wanted to use the power of live video because I knew I could execute well on video. I knew I loved to teach, so I really wanted to keep using live video. I wanted a platform that would allow me to sell one-to-many. Remember, all those other coaching programs I filled, it was taking me 4 to 6 weeks to fill them, and I was filling it just like I was filling my one-on-one coaching. You can't scale that. So I knew I wanted something that I could sell one-to-many on video without losing the human connection, without losing the human touch, without losing the like get on the ground floor with your people and meet them eye to eye, face to face, like on the ground floor, and have this back and forth engagement. I also was very clear that I was unavailable to have sales conversations. In fact, every single launch we have, I usually do no more than 2 sales conversations ever. Everybody goes straight to the sales page and joins. And our most recent price point for our program was $6,000 or $1,000 a month on the payment plan. People don't even talk to me. They go straight to the sales page. These were all decisions I made in last year before I started doing it this way. I knew I also wanted to focus more on organic lead generation, that I didn't want to completely rely on Facebook ads like a lot of people do. So here's what this launching made easy strategy can be used for, just so everybody's really clear on that. Obviously, number one, it is like by far the best way I have found to fill a high-end group coaching program with really amazing clients without even having to get on a lot of sales calls. I'm not saying you're not going to eliminate them altogether, but you definitely don't have to do a lot of them. If you will master selling through video and selling one-to-many, and if you will master this whole entire structure, it's not just the 9 days. Remember, there are things that you're doing weeks leading up to it so that it actually works for you. So you can fill your high-end group coaching programs. You can fill other types of programs. So sometimes people are not ready to even lead a group of people in a paid offer, and they really just need to be generating one-on-one clients. This is a fabulous way to generate sales conversations to fill your one-on-one coaching practice. If you are someone who's relatively new in your business, it's a fabulous way to have your coming out launch party. Like, what better launch party than to come teach your methodology in a Facebook group? So you basically are using it to build your Facebook group community and have this coming out party. I have dabbled in network marketing, actually. I don't do it now, but I dabbled in it in like 2018, I think it was. I did a launch party. I did a launch party, like online launch party for that business, and I built a team of 500 people in 6 months. I followed the exact same strategies there that I did here, and it was a brand new business, and I followed the same strategy that I did my coaching business. So it's a fabulous way for you to come out that way. It's also a fabulous way if you are already generating 6 figures or multiple 6 figures in your business and you already have group coaching programs. I don't know why you're not doing this in your business. This could be bringing in multiple 6 figures at a much higher profit than the typical way of launching, where people are only profiting like 20%. I profit like 70% when I do it this way. So those are all the things that you can use this strategy for. In terms of the technology, here's how simple it is. I get a whole lot of pushback on this, it has to be simple, it needs to be low tech, yada, yada, yada. My first response to that, and I'm only going to be myself, I'm going to be really honest. Any way that you are going to build your business using any strategy, using any tactic, you're going to build it one of 2 ways, and at some point both: your time or your money. And if you want what someone else has, then be willing to do what they did to get there. And I say that from a place of love, but we're seeing this great deal of I'm entitled because I want people to buy from me and I have a link and people should buy from me. It doesn't work that way. You're never going to get to this place where you stop generating leads and you stop marketing and you stop selling. The day you stop generating leads, the day you stop marketing, the day you stop positioning yourself as the leader, and the day you stop selling is the day that your doors of your business close. Now, there's tons of different ways to do it, but the minute you turn it off, it stops. I don't even care if you've got a funnel selling stuff for you in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. If you turn it off, or if it stops working and you don't do anything about it, like work to fix it, you're not going to keep making sales. So there are very simple ways to build your business. You just have to pick the one that you're going to go all in on. But don't for a second think that you are going to not have to work to build what anybody else has built. If you're going to build an online business, you're going to have some tech pieces in place. Now, I keep mine to an insanely minimal level. I'm probably in like the 1% of this industry when it comes to how much technology I use. I'm not afraid of technology. In fact, I know how to use it really, really well. I used to teach technology, but I don't want a bunch of confusion in my business. But I am so here for the work and I'm so available for whatever I need to figure out. And you won't hear me complain about that. So here's the tech pieces so that this whole entire process actually works. Number one, you need a landing page. If you're going to be an online entrepreneur, just get on board with you have to have a landing page. You do. You need a landing page. You need a thank you page, also known as a confirmation page. You need a confirmation email. I use ClickFunnels for my landing page and thank you page and my sales page. And I use ConvertKit for my email. That's as tech savvy as I get. Just that right there. ClickFunnels, they've got a $97 a month version and they have a $297 a month version. That's if you're going to do their affiliate program. And ConvertKit, I think I pay like 40 some odd dollars a month for that. Those two things like run my business. So for launching Made Easy, landing page, confirmation email, obviously you need to be reminding people every single day to come. So you've got to have reminder emails. Mine all say the same thing. You need replay emails because it's your job to get people's attention and remind them. Do not think for a second that adults are going to show up just because you invited them to show up. You have to remind them. A few sales emails. I do very few sales emails. I don't do a lot of them. I don't need to. People buy from my videos. I always include a workbook. You can build a workbook in Canva on the weekend. A Facebook group, and you go live inside your Facebook group. If you want to use your phone, use a phone. I use my laptop. You can go live directly inside of Facebook, or if you want to do a little extra, you can use something like Be Live or StreamYard. I'm using Be Live. That's the extent of your technology. That's it. Repetition. So this works, and it only works when you repeat it. If you want to try anything in this business to try to grow your business and you're only going to try it one time, it's not going to work. It's not ever going to work. So you might actually have to launch 5 times before you get like mind-blowing results. It just depends. There's lots of variables. I've heard people say they launched for the first time. Nobody joined their program, but the size of their Facebook group tripled. And then the second time they launched, 5 people joined and their Facebook group tripled again. And then the next time they joined, and then that particular person I'm speaking of now makes $30,000 a month. So you've got to be in it for the long haul. You've got to be in it for the long game, and you have to commit to that. This is not just like a one and done. I'm going to try it. I'm going to dip my toe in, and then I'm going to get out and go to the next thing, because that next thing's not going to work for you either. Everything in your business works through the power of repetition. So you're going to repeat this 6 to 8 times every single year. I usually launch every other month. That's why we've gotten so good at this, because we're launching all the time. Not every single one of my launches are like what I want to see either. I mean, sometimes I don't hit my goals when I launch, but you best better believe I'm going to get right back out there. I'm going to analyze what worked, what didn't work, and I'm going to go back out there and do it again. And I'm going to keep doing it again. I'm not going to go jump and try to find some other tactic or strategy right now. I'm going to keep doing this one. In terms of optimizing, the reason why you want to repeat this process, I recommend every other month, because you've got to figure out how to predict your own success. And you cannot do that once, twice, or even 3 times and know what to optimize. So it's taken us about a year to do this process every other month. I literally can predict the results I'm going to see, meaning the sales I'm going to make, based on the number of people who register, the rate of people who actually show up live and consume, and the people who stay on the whole entire week until I do my pitch. And I take that number and I know what my sales percentage is. So I know what my conversion ratio is. So I know exactly how many people are going to say yes. In terms of conversion ratio, industry standard is like 1 to 2%, and 6% is off the charts. Because this is live and it's inside your Facebook group, it's not uncommon to do 10, 15, 20% conversion or even higher. I usually sit right around a 20% conversion. That number comes from the number of people who are actually there consuming the content, not the ones who registered, but the one who consumed it. They did register, but not everybody consumes. Only about 40% of your people are going to consume, even though they signed up for it. Out of that, I make about 20% of those people end up buying. Well, it's taken a year for me to get to that point. So now when it comes to optimization, you know exactly what to optimize. If I want to make more sales, because I know I always get right around 20% sales, I just need more leads. So it's like, generate more leads, you're going to make more sales. The marketing process works, we've got it nailed. The sales process works, we've got it nailed. We have our onboarding process nailed. We have our program inside nailed. Everything works. Everybody wants it. We know that it works. Every single time we do it, we know that we get awesome results. So if I double the number of people who come in and register, it's going to double the number of people who are consuming live, which is going to double the number of people who join. I've got it all figured out. So when it comes to repetition, you want to master something, because it's only until then that you can actually see, what do I need to optimize? There's only a couple of things you can optimize. Either generate more leads, or generate better quality leads, or get better at your sales. Those 3 things, that's it. But no coach is going to be able to help you figure that out if you're not willing to repeat the same strategy and the same tactic, kind of teaching the same thing. Don't expect your coach to tell you what to do to fix that if you're not willing to go all in and repeat it for quite some time. In terms of data that we track, I track the number of people who register. I track my email open rate, which is usually around 35 to 40%. So I'm guessing only about 35 to 40% of people who register actually consume. And then I track the consumption rate as best as I possibly can. Sometimes that's hard to tell in Facebook. And then I track the number of buyers and my conversion ratio from number of people who show up and consume to number of people who actually say yes and buy. And let me see if there's anything else. There were a couple of questions that people had. So I'll close on this, but I get a lot of questions about team and like who's doing what for me and how do you do this with a small team? I did all this by myself pretty much in the very beginning. And now I have always had someone actually like build my landing page. So I write all the copy. I give them every single thing. Literally all they have to do is go like put it on a page. Now that the page is built, we don't have to build it ever again. We use the same page like every single time. So I have someone else who I pay $40 an hour to do that. They could do what I need in less than 30 minutes at this point. I do have an assistant, and she does some of the graphics. She keeps the spreadsheets really organized with the tracking so that we can see those numbers. She helps more also on just keeping me organized. And she is very, very focused on the onboarding process and making sure that we've got spreadsheets of all the new people joining. So I have someone who's doing that, but I used to do all that in the beginning. And other than that, I don't have any other team who's helping me like deploy this. strategy. It's me. I'm showing up to do the lives. I'm the one communicating with everybody. I'm the one private messaging everybody. You don't need a really big team. Where I have the most team is on the delivery side inside my program. I've got 3 people who help me deliver my actual program because I have other coaches and experts in there who are teaching. So there's a little bit on team. You don't need a big team to do this. Eventually, you do want to have some people who are helping you. But at first, you don't necessarily need a lot, but you need to save some of the money that comes in through your launch, and you need to use it. I always use money primarily on team. It's why I've been able to hire 4 people in the last year, because I take a percentage of what I make in my launches. It goes right back into team. So there you have it for our Launching Made Easy workshop that starts on Monday, September 21st. Type launch in the comments. And if you are interested in hearing more or checking in with me about the Momentum program, where we actually work with our clients who are implementing this, and we're helping them like move all the parts and pieces around, and you're like serious about implementing it in your business, just send me a private message actually, and let me know that you'd love to have a little bit of a messenger back and forth. I can kind of ask you some questions to see if it might be a good fit. And then if we need to get on a call, we can. So if you're interested in joining the Momentum program, where this is the big strategy that we teach, private message me. Type in launch if you want to make sure we register you for our upcoming Launching Made Easy workshop. If you have any further questions, put them in the comments. I will be tuning back in to answer those for you. But there you have it. Thanks for joining the Momentum with Megan show this week, and we will see you back here next week for next week's live show. Bye, everybody.